Hey guys, what's going on? Troy at Mountain Man Treasure here, and it's time for a what sold and some thank yous.
Mountain Man, Mountain Man.
Treasures.
Hey guys, what's going on? Troy at Mountain Man Treasure here, and today we're going to take a look at the things that have sold over the last about day and a half or so out of my eBay store. But I also want to thank you because several of the things that have sold out of the eBay store in the last day and a half or so have sold to some of you. So thank you so much for coming in and buying stuff out of my store. I've talked about it before, but it just means an awful lot. So thank you for doing that. And so I don't forget, I do want to thank everybody that is involved in bidding on the two pieces of artwork that we have up right now. I'll put the links in the description below again. We talked about it on the last video. I'll try and remember, and we'll put it up here. But we've got two pieces of artwork that we're auctioning off now by a Ukrainian artist. All of that money going to benefit a Ukrainian charity that is helping to get refugees out of the country and help supply them with food and medicine and clothing, that sort of thing. So you guys have already jumped in both feed and both of those auctions. It keeps going up. So thank you so much for doing that. It means an awful lot. Those are going to end. It was a 3-day auction. So those are going to end tomorrow on Saturday. If you want in on those, go check those out. But that said, let's jump into today's What Sold. I guess one more thank you. Before we do that, I should thank the folks that stopped by our Whatnot auction yesterday. Actually, we've had two of them this week, and we did some 90s Star Wars yesterday, and it went great. You know, I liked seeing some of you guys in there. It was a lot of fun, and we sent some cool stuff out the door for some really nice prices, like $2 and $3 and $4 on some of these figures, and some vintage walkie-talkies and a Darth Vader watch, and some really cool stuff, some stuff that I'd not seen before. So thanks to everybody that came in and supported us that way. I'll let you know when we do the next little Whatnot auction next week at some point. So right now, let's jump into, I promise this time, the things that sold. The first thing that sold, actually something that's been sitting around for about a year or so now, and it's this set of 5 vintage skeleton keys on a ring. You see that in the card there in the title I put, for decoration or movie theater prop. You want to put keywords in there that people might search for. And this thing, I was like, you know what? I don't know what somebody's going to use it for, but somebody's going to use it for something. It looks cool. And eventually somebody picked it up for $16 and change plus shipping. They were like £1.50, so I was able to put a little bit of bubble on them is all, and then slide them into a padded flat rate envelope and get them out at that rate. Then we sold this little baseball figure. It's little teammates, St. Louis Cardinals catcher. Got this in a toy bag from Goodwill for, usually they're $1.99 or $2.99. So obviously it was in there with a whole bunch of other stuff. And we sold this guy for $9.98, free shipping. So we made a couple bucks on that whole bag already, just selling one figure. And then Sid and Nancy, this sold. It's on DVD for $7.50 at an offer that I accepted, plus shipping. And then Jay told me later, like, oh, I missed that. I was going to get that. So Jay, I'm sorry. I feel bad that you missed out on that one. It was a cool DVD. Who knows? Maybe I'll find you another one. I'll let you know if I find that thing. Then we sold a video game. This ESPN Speed World for the Super Nintendo sold for $29.81 plus shipping. We sold an aquarium filter. This one of the stragglers from a wholesale lot that I bought. $16.39 plus shipping on this guy. And then really nice sale here. This a vintage Nike running or hiking hat. Generally, they're running hats. ACG. This is a very rare hat, like a 5-panel. It's a very soft, very thin, like a moisture wicking material. It's before they were doing the dry fit, but same idea. Keep an eye out for these old Nike hats and running hats in general. They seem to do very, very well. I have good luck with them. I saw this at Goodwill. $1.99, I picked this thing up. I knew it would be good. I didn't realize it would be quite this good. This is just a pretty rare pattern and a pretty rare style of this hat that's just not out there that much. And when it pops up, it sells. And so I probably could have held out a little bit longer and sold this thing for maybe $85, even $90 potentially, because this is a pretty highly sought after hat. But I got an offer of $75 on something I spent $2 on. I'm going to take that, especially when things are slow. I'm going to take a $75 bill. I think that's a good one. So I'm happy with that offer. We took that, we shipped that thing out, and we made really good money off of a hat. Don't sleep on the hats, guys. I talk about them all the time, but especially at garage sales, keep an eye on those hats. People are going to sell them for cheap, and you can turn around and make some really good money on those things. Something else that's been sticking around, this one probably for longer, year and a half, 2 years. There's a reason that I list and forget. Well, there's multiple reasons, but one of those is for most items, eventually a buyer's going to come along. And that's what happened with this. It's a Coca-Cola Red Hot Summer. Those older folks like me might remember the Red Hot Summer campaign.
Red Hot Summer and an ice-cold Coke. What could be better? An ice-cold Coke. And 1,000 GT mountain bikes. And 100 Kawasaki jet ski watercraft. And 200 Ford Mustang convertibles. And a new TV show with models.
And this is one of the travel mugs. Whirly is in there. Keep an eye out for Whirly stuff. That tends to be a collectible brand of these things. And some of these things are pretty collectible, believe it or not. And so I paid probably 50 cents for this at the thrift store, and eventually it sold for not quite $16 plus shipping. So pretty solid there. Then an offer that I sent out on this belt buckle. I like buying belt buckles when I can get them for cheap. This was probably $1 at a garage sale, and it sold for $9.48 plus shipping. You can usually, off these vintage buckles, and it depends on which one. It depends on the subject matter and the condition. Obviously, same thing as with any other item that you pick up, but very often these vintage buckles, and not necessarily like this one with the polished stone, but vintage, like the brass buckles, stuff like that, you can get $10, $12, $15 generally off of those things. So if you can get them for cheap, they will sell eventually. They don't take up a lot of room, so you can list it quickly, put it in a smalls bin, and just let it sit. Then again, when it sells, very easy to ship those things. So those are the kind of things that I like putting in my store. These from that big video game and figure purchase that I had here a couple of weeks ago, and we're actually still trying to get back to even on that. I spent a lot. I spent $1,800 on all this stuff, but we've got well more than that listed already, and we're up to about $1,400 or $1,500 now. I think that we've made. I think it's about $1,500 that we've made off of that. I still have even more to list, so we're gonna make money on that. I don't know how much. We'll see, but we're almost back to even. Happy about that. $16 and change for the Spider-Man and Kingpin diecast figures. Then we had a viewer sale. I mentioned at the front end that we had some sales to viewers, and this is the first one. We got this Lady in the Tramp plush. This one going out to Anne. She said she loves watching the videos, and this little plush is going to her granddaughter. So, Anne, thank you so much, and I hope your granddaughter loves this thing. Super cool plush. Got the little blanket with it, so I like this thing. I'm glad that it's going to your granddaughter. I hope, like I said, I hope she loves it. Right after Ann came in, then we had another viewer sale right here. This going to Melissa. It's Grimm Season 1 and 2. I think I sent out an offer on that one. I saw it being watched, $9.48 plus shipping, and Melissa sent a note with that. I'm not sure if you wanted me to share that, so I won't share that, but just thank you so much, and I'm really glad that this is going to be able to connect you to some happy memories. So thank you so much for coming in the store, and again, thank you so very much for watching. And I want to throw in there that Melissa has an eBay store, and so I figured, you know what, we're going to highlight her eBay store because, well, she's got some cool stuff in there. So check it out right here. Is if you want to follow it, it's Blondie3 Butterfly. Go and give her a follow. Check out her store. She's got a couple hundred items on there, so see if there's something in there that you might like, and tell her that you came from the Mountain Man. Another figure from the bulk buy, this one a wrestling figure. It's Owen Hart, one of the old Bendhams, sold for $14.73 plus shipping. Another one from that, Playboy the Mansion, this for the old Xbox. I took an offer of $14 on this one plus shipping. And then we've got one more that we sold, this one, Farscape. You saw this just on the last video. And Charles came in and said he enjoys watching the videos and keep up the good work. So I'll keep up the work. I hope that it's good. Charles, Farscape, the Peacekeeper Wars, headed your way for $9.98 plus shipping. And that is what we've got so far. Not a ton of sales, some nice sales mixed in there. Good return on investment. Really happy, frankly. It's been very slow for a couple of days. And then yesterday, thanks in large part to you guys with some activity and some purchases in the store, that I think helped me a ton. And so thank you so much. eBay's been a little bit manic for me, like super up and down lately. But yesterday was a good day. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And we'll be back next week. I did go sourcing. I mentioned that we were out of town and we stopped at a couple of places. I'm going to see if we can't put together one of those videos for next week. So I'll have a little bit of a sourcing video next week and some news coming here pretty soon for the channel as well. Just a tease of a teaser. I guess you just have to tune in next week to find out.